Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red. Today we're going into Silph Co, which is like probably the biggest quote-unquote dungeon in the game, because you know I love saying that all these places are dungeons, but like this is quite literally the largest place in the game, because like I don't remember how many floors there are, like 16 or something. And there's like a lot of trainers on every floor, or Team Rocket members and scientists I should say. They're the grunts of the operation. And, like, you can only fight them before you fight the boss, because after you fight the boss, then they will all run away in fear, because, I mean, obviously, if you're going to commit a crime, you don't want to hang out at the scene of the crime. But yeah, I'm not going to be going against everyone. I think that would probably take 2 episodes, or if I did an hour-long episode, but I just go through, like, my half-hour quota, just, like, get as far as I think I can, and then, like, run over to where the boss is. I actually looked up a guide on how to get to the boss. I kind of like knew where it was based on like memory and stuff, but you know it's always good to look up a guide before doing it, because I'm trying to route this whole Let's Play for once. Because at this point in the Let's Play, I was like, I had a thing on my notes in my iPod, just like how far I was planning on getting on each episode, just like. So this episode is just the Silph Co, so that's all I wrote on the notes. And the next episode, I mean, it doesn't matter if I spoil it or not, but it's just like next episode, then it's like I do the gym, I do this one building that has a few trainers, and then I get to the next dungeon, and like that all takes roughly half an hour. So there you go. That's how I route the routes. And then, if I'm not sure how long a part will take, I looked up videos on YouTube just to be like, okay, like how long would this take? And then, there happens to be like one guide that like the guy uses repels, but he uses the bike too, so it kind of makes it quicker. But I figured like, okay, if he's taking this long with repels, since I'm editing out all the wild Pokemon battles, then it's like, okay, that's how much time it's gonna take. Add a minute in there in case I get lost or something. But yeah, we're just going through this place. We're raising up the level of Ocker. I didn't see what level he's at, but I mean, we're catching up there. But we got big news today, other than it being my birthday. I mean, I'm just not a teenager anymore when this episode airs, but that's no big deal. No, the Pokemon Yellow remakes are confirmed true now. There was an official trailer about a week and a half from this video airing. And I think... Okay, so I was talking about how on Reddit a lot of people were really pissy. I haven't checked how Reddit felt about it yet, because like, I mean, I already knew their opinions. But like, there's a lot of people who are still like hating the game for like dumb reasons that like they shouldn't be hating the game. Like for all the Gen 1 pandering, it's like, okay, like, if you don't want to play through Kanto for, like, the 3rd or 5th time, then you don't have to, that's a valid reason. But if you don't want to play through Kanto because of all the Kanto pandering, then, like, that's a stupid reason, because, like, you're hating a game based on how it's marketed, and not how it plays, which... I mean, yeah, you could hate a game on how it's marketed, but usually the opinion is like how the game plays or not, because like I don't know how Conker's Bad Fur Day was marketed, but I mean that game has like it's an M-rated game on a Nintendo 64, and like I feel like that was probably a controversial game when it came out, and yet it's highly regarded. So I mean, it's marketed at adults, everyone likes it. There you go. I don't know. That's probably not a good comparison, but I feel like you can understand the point I want to make. But all of the additions to the... I mean, I've kind of already mentioned it, but what else am I gonna fucking talk about? Because, I mean, next episode it's gonna be like my E3... It's gonna be kind of predictions. I don't have like a list of predictions, because, like, I honestly couldn't predict what would be there, because it would just be all the safe guesses. I'm not that guy that makes, like, really, like, rash guesses, like... Oh, I think there's going to be Kirby Air Ride 2. Like, that wouldn't happen. It really wouldn't, especially since they just released a Kirby game and they're adding updates to it. Like I don't see that. But again, we'll talk about that on the next episode. But, I mean, just, yeah, like, everything that the rumor said about, like, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, that was, like, in, like, the text link, or the text leak, and the one picture. So, yeah, you get either Pikachu or Eevee, they're gonna be their own games, because money. I mean, I don't care that much. I'm gonna get both games anyways, because once I beat one game, it's like, now I want to replay it, but I don't want to start my file over, because, like, I have that, like, little bit of a connection to, like, well, that's my first team. Like, that's my first team. And, like Pokemon Sapphire and, like, Red and shit, like, I'm okay with restarting those files, just because, like, I can't really, well, okay, Red, I can't even transfer the Pokemon over. And then, I mean, Sapphire I could. I have to fix the battery first. Apparently, like, I was always afraid that if I replaced the battery, I'd lose the file, because, like, that's how, like, Silver and Gold are, where if the battery dies or if you take the battery out, you just lose everything. But apparently, Gen 3, it saves that stuff, so that's fine with me. But, I mean, I'm gonna play the Eevee game first, because I like Eevee more than Pikachu. Although, if you asked me that question, like, 12 years ago, I probably would have said Pikachu. Because, I don't know, Eevee didn't have, like, a big impact on me growing up, because, like, in the anime, it was only in, like, 2 episodes, and then it really didn't become a mascot until, I think, Gen 7, especially when they gave it, like, a Z move, and I know a lot of people love the evolutions, like Umbreon and Espeon are usually, like, the top 2 favorites. Usually Umbreon's the #1 favorite. And, like, I didn't really care about the evolutions. I like Sylveon because it was really fun to use and competitive. But other than that, I don't think I use, like, any of the evolutions. But that won't even matter because you can't evolve the Eevee in the game, so I feel like a lot of people, they don't realize that just yet. Because, like, Pokemon Yellow is 20 years old or so. 19, 20, it doesn't matter, but, like, I mean, like, when I found out I couldn't evolve Pikachu, I just put Pikachu in the box. I was like, okay, like, maybe, like, I'll get whatever version has Scyther in it or something, Scyther and Ninetales. I hope that they are put together in the same game, which would be very unlikely, but apparently Alola Pokemon forms are gonna be in there. So, like, I don't know if they're gonna be like, okay, if you want the Fire Ninetales, you have to get Pikachu version, but if you want the Ice Ninetales, you have to get Eevee. And, like, Pokemon like Dugtrio will be like that, too. I really hope that they don't split the Pokemon like that. I would prefer that they just don't add the Alolan forms, because it's in fucking Kanto now, but, I mean, it's totally in the realm of possibilities that you can just, like, grab an animal, fly it to another country, and now that animal fucking lives there. Except, you know, you gotta bring a bunch if they want to, like, reproduce and stuff. And, like, I mean, that still is in the realm of possibilities, but we're not seeing elephants or zebras roaming wild in the United States. And you're not really seeing a lot of stuff roaming wild in the United States, because we killed, like, all of the, well, we killed, like, most of the, like, well, not water buffalo, but just, like, bison and stuff. To, like, build railroads and for leisure. If I'm remembering from my history classes. They just genocided bison. But, I mean, you can dress up your Pikachu and Eevee, which, I mean, like, I think it's cute, but it's just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, in real life, I wouldn't dress up a cat or a dog, so, I mean, I might do it in the Pokemon games, because, like, it's not hurting anyone, but, like, I don't know, I'm the kind of guy that's just like fucking, like, put the leash on your dog or your cat, that's as far as you can go. Don't give it no goofy-ass shoes or socks or a coat or pants, just, like, why? I don't know. But then, like, you see the cartoons with the anthropomorphic animals wearing clothes, and it's just like, oh, that's a cartoon, so... I don't know. That's just my, my humble opinion, my controversial opinion. It's probably not controversial. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. And, like, when I see, like, dogs at stores, like, I get pissy about that when I'm working and I see a fucking dog on a leash in my store, like, I would totally kick him out, but, like, I don't think I had the power to, and, like, I don't know why I haven't like asked any of my managers like, hey, if like I see someone with a dog in the store, like, what do I do? It's like, well, like, they'll be like fuck this guy, I'm still shopping here with my dog, like, it's like, I mean, I'm not even like a housekeeping person, like, I mean, like, we get those people from like a different organization, and then they work for like whatever stores. I don't know how that works at all. But like, I mean, sometimes you see shit on the ground. I mean, I haven't seen shit on the floor like too often, only like twice. And like one of the times it was at a register, or like near the registers. So it's like, okay, guess what? We just like closed out 2 registers because we're not letting people walk around poop. Okay. You know, I got like a work story. This is like from like 3 weeks ago, but so I think it's called a code yellow, although apparently it's called a code Adam now or something, where like child loses their parent or vice versa, apparently loses their child. And so if it's like a young child, like a kindergartner or like around that age or something, I guess even a bit older, like you're supposed to like just page over the radios and headsets, not overhead. It's like, hey, we got a lost child, so if you want to abduct it, come ahead, or come on. Even though the child would be like, I don't know who this person is, ooh. But like, fucking like 15-year-old, their parents were like asking us to like do a code yellow film. And like, I don't know if it's just like the employee didn't handle the situation right, but like, if you lost your 15-year-old, just page overhead. Like, they have been shopping enough times to like know, like, to hear their name and like, oh, if I'm lost, like, okay, I'll go to this place. I mean, like when I go shop with my parents, like I'll usually go counterclockwise and they'll go clockwise, and usually we run into each other. And if we don't, then once I get past a certain point, I turn around and check again. And yeah, that's how that goes. And we haven't really talked about the Pokemon stuff yet. I mean, like, I've already talked about it, like I've already repeated 3-4 times, but... Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a bit of a delay in the audio. It's because I accidentally moved the joystick on my Wii U gamepad, and it kind of flashed ahead, like, about 20 seconds, and then I tried moving it back, and then that didn't work out. It went back, like 20 something else seconds, and so yeah, there's a gap in the audio. That's why. Or if this is just kind of merging into a new conversation, that's also a thing. I have never had that happen before, and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's a way to start a new topic. I mean, I probably should be using the Wii U gamepad to record stuff, to record my audio and play the videos, because I mean, the internet browser on the Wii U is, like, kind of shit now. Like, back when the Wii U was still the current console from Nintendo, like I could just go on the internet browser and play a YouTube video and it would play, like, first try. And then there was that one point where I think they just really needed to fix the servers, because, like, it just would not play any videos for a month or 2, if I'm remembering right. But then they got it all fixed up, and then I bought, like, a laptop, and actually I think I got, like, yeah, well, my parents got me a MacBook, and then I just used that forever until that laptop became crap. But let's go back to the Pokemon discussion now, if I can remember what to talk about. Like, what else was added? I mean, like, oh yeah, so they got like a Pokewalker kind of deal thing. So like in Gen 4, the Gen 2 remakes, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they had this device called the Pokewalker, if you're not familiar with that. It's basically a pedometer, but you can put your Pokemon into the game, and then walk around with them, and every step you take adds 1 experience point to their level or whatever, but you can only level up once, and then if you like level up and then you try and add any experience, it won't count. So you can't like attach the Pokewalker to a fan and then like come back a few hours later and they're at level 100 now. I don't know if that would even work. Apparently that kind of thing worked with Pokemon Go to like hatch eggs, but no, the way this new thing will work is that it's like actually shaped like a Pokeball, and it looks pretty good. Although you know, it's not like cartoon technology where you can just have perfect spheres that also open up and shit. But I'm trying to remember how it goes. So it's like the Pokemon Go Plus thing where you put your Pokemon. Well, actually, no, it's not. But the Pokemon Go Plus was like you sync that up to Pokemon Go, and then you can just walk around, and then the game kind of like automatically does stuff for you. I haven't like read any like press on the games and stuff because like I feel like I know as much as I need to know, and it's a Pokemon Yellow remake, so I can like make a bunch of the conclusions. I mean, I did talk about how there would be Alolan forms in the games, and like that wasn't press that I read, it was more just like a couple tweets I saw. And I'm like, okay, so a couple tweets saying it must be legit. But so I think you put your Pokemon in, and so it is like the Pokewalker, and then that syncs to Pokemon Go. And then I guess when you walk around in Pokemon Go, then the Pokemon or the Pokeball will like do the same shit. Except that then you can like bring items into the games. And I think there's a way to like transfer the Pokemon that you've caught in Pokemon Go to like Go or Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I'm repeating stuff, but like, I mean that makes sense. And with the Pokewalkers, you could walk around and like once you got to like 3,000 steps, then a new Pokemon could show up, and then once you got to like 10,000 steps, another Pokemon or two would show up. But I don't think it's like that. I think it's just like if you find a Pokemon, you can catch it and bring it over instead of it just being like 6 preset Pokemon that you can get or something. I mean that would totally make sense because like there's no like maps, at least that they're shown, and it's not like it's not like the Pokewalker in that you can just pick a map, like I said. Yeah, I mean that's interesting. I don't know if I'll use it too much because Pokemon Go doesn't work too well on an iPod Touch because it only works wherever I have Wi-Fi, and I need like service to like go anywhere else in the fucking world. So I don't know if I'll get a whole bunch of mileage out of that, but I probably will buy the Pokemon Go Plus thing just because merchandise and I want it. But I think we've already had a discussion of the but what else was included? I mean, you can have Pokemon follow you, and with cases of like Onix and Charizard that they showed, and Lapras. I guess Lapras in water. I don't know about land yet, although that would be pretty goofy. Is that the Pokemon follow you again, just like in Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Oh my god, what a coincidence! It's like people online call Heart Gold and Soul Silver the best Pokemon games ever. And like, I think it's just because people like Gen 2 the most. I mean, I think it's a pretty below average generation. And yeah, I mean, Pokemon can follow you. I'm sure you can like turn around and like say hi to them and they'll be like, hey, it's me. So I'm guessing they had to like redesign some of the routes because of the Pokemon following you, because like, well, I'm trying to remember if they follow you inside buildings. I think they did. But like in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, like if you turn around, they would just fuse into you and then, or did they teleport behind you? I don't remember anymore. I haven't like played those games in forever. But we're just gonna, I guess, ignore the Let's Go news stuff, because I also remembered that, okay, so last week from when this video airs, there was like, I don't know if you would call it like a leak or whatever, but just like I don't know what, it was E3 before it was called E3, so like the space something. I don't remember, but I'm sure if you told me, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's what it's called. But like in 1997, there was a Pokemon Silver and Gold demo at like the E3 kind of thing, and like apparently they had like a whole entire roster of Pokemon in that demo, and like I had no idea about that. I just remember like seeing a few screenshots of like some of the Pokemon designs. And, like, I remember there being a giraffe rig with, like, 2 heads instead of, like, its current design, where it's just, like, a giraffe with a tail that's kind of got, like, a chain chomp on it. But that's cool. But there's, like... Okay, so Gen 2, there was only, like, 100 new Pokemon. And, like, I think there was a lot more than 100 on that picture. I like, retweeted it. Although, most people won't be watching this when that's relevant anymore. But, yeah, I think a lot of those designs I thought were, like, really cool. Like, Pinsir was supposed to have an evolution just like Caesar, or Scyther. And I think I saw a picture for that one, like, a long time ago. Where it's just Pinsir, except it has, like, a 3rd horn. And it's got, like, a skull for a face, which is kind of weird. But, like, I can get behind that. Like, Quillfish was supposed to evolve into, like, an electric kind of Pokemon. Or maybe it was supposed to be electric in the first place. We really don't know. But it's a poison type now. What else was there? There was, like, a moray eel Pokemon. There was, like, some kind of anchor type shark. I thought that was, like, really badass looking. Like, Pokemon... There was a lot more evolutions relating to Pokemon from Gen 1. So, like, Vulpix was going to have a pre-evolution, which I really don't think it needed one. I don't remember if there was one for Growlithe. Like, Doduo had a pre-evolution, but it's weird because, like... Okay, so Doduo has 2 heads, Dodrio has 3 heads, but the pre-evolution for Doduo was going to have 3 heads again. But it was going to be, like, a nest with 3 bird heads popping out. Like, if you've seen, like, videos of baby birds about to be fed, how, like, their mouths are just fucking, like, open, like, mah, mah. Like, that was just the sprite, and it's just a nest with, like, 3 fucking bird heads doing that, and it's got, like, legs. Bellsprout was gonna, or, like, instead of, like, Victory Bell, there was gonna be, like, just like Vileplume has Bellossom, there was gonna be, like, some sort of Sunstone evolution for Weepinbell. I'm saying, like, all of their names. What else is there? Like, I mean, I wish I had the picture in front of me, but, like, it was, like, a really interesting list of, like, sprites that I saw. Oh yeah, okay, so the starters were, like, fairly different. Like, so Chikorita was the same, but the other 2 were different. Like, the water starter for Gen 2 was supposed to be, like, a kind of like a seal thing. It was, like, really ambiguous. And then that kind of became, like, the Gen 5 water starter. Like, the fire starter then was supposed to be, like, a fire like, literally Pikachu, but a fire type. Like, that's literally what the design was. And then Chikorita stayed the same, but the 2nd evolution was supposed to be, like, I don't even know what the hell it was. It was, like some sort of bug creature, but then it goes back into Meganium, so it's like, yeah, whatever. What else was there? What else? Like, Teddiursa had, like, a helmet on, and it didn't evolve. Quagsire was the same, but Wooper didn't exist. Supposed to be, like, some weird, like, fat, round, like, electric lion type. I don't think it was a lion, but it did look a bit goofy. What else was there? I don't know. I guess that's all I'll, like, really mention on it, because I can't remember too many of the other sprites. Although, I mean, I am remembering some more as I'm speaking, but we'll just drop it off there. Yeah, we got, like, 10 more minutes of this somehow. I'm like, geez, we're at the Tapioca fight, but there's still 10 minutes. I'm trying to remember what I even do. I go against Tapioca, and then I go against, like, 2 more grunts, and then the boss. And I guess that takes 10 minutes, like, who would have thunk? But, I guess I'll spend the last few minutes talking about Detroit again. I did beat that, just, well, yesterday from when I'm recording this, so, you know, you gotta do all the math to figure out when that was, but the ending, it wasn't what I wanted, but I didn't know what I wanted in the first place, because, like, these are kind of spoilers to the ending, but you can, like, kind of figure out that that's what was going to happen if you play the game a little bit. Like, I wanted there to be a point where all 3 characters are going to interact with each other at some point. Because, like I mentioned on the other episode when I talked about Detroit that, like, there's a part where one of your characters is doing a chase against the other character, and you have to, like, decide if you want one of them to live or one of them to succeed, or what you want to do. And so you get to a point where all three characters are going to be at the exact same location, but instead it just turns into one of them talks to one of the characters once, and, like, nothing really happens. It just is like, okay, like, there's like, oh, go to this place, and, like, that's the interaction. And then I guess I don't know what I expected between the two of them. And then the other two react, and, like, the way the game portrays it is that it's either, like, one side is good and the other side is evil. But when you're playing the game, both of them are, like, working for good. Because, like, one of them is, like, a cop, and he's, like, trying to stop all these, like, terrorist attacks that are going on. But then he has to stop the leader of the terrorists, which is the guy that you're playing as, and he's fighting for justice. And so it's like, who do you want to say? Like one of them has to be right and one of them has to be wrong. And the game, like, reminds you that constantly. Because they give you so many chances for them to kill each other. Or for one of them to kill the other. And, like I don't know if I would have picked to kill one of them off. Because I wanted to, like, continue the story as much as I can, because if that character dies, you can't play as them anymore. So, like, I feel like just because of that situation where you want to progress the story, like, because there's, like, a lot of thought experiments in Detroit. Like there's one point, it doesn't matter too much to the plot, but, like, a guy gives one of your characters the option to shoot or save this one, like, another android. And, like, so you're an android, she's an android, and, like, you're an android, like, working for humans, and there's, like, an android revolution. But, like, right before, okay, so this is why it's, like, super interesting of the situation that they gave us, is because right before that, they gave you another option, like, another situation where you can either kill or save someone, but in that situation, like, that person already killed a bunch of people, but in this new situation, they haven't done anything. You can either kill them or not kill them, and, like, if you don't kill them, someone who already hates you loses even more respect for you, but if you do kill them, then someone will, like, answer a question for you. But, like, the guy who's gonna answer the question, he created you. So, like, I don't know, like, this perspective is so different, but, like, I thought the situation that they gave you there was just, like, so good. And, like, so I ended up killing the person on the second time. Well, I mean, on the quote-unquote first run, but, like, I imagine there were 2 points where, like, you can either kill or save someone. And so, yeah, I killed them. And then what's really cool is that, like, you can see statistics of, like, how many people, like, chose to kill them or not. And, like, I don't know if the statistics are accurate or not, because I don't think it's based on a first playthrough. I think it's just based on if a person has, like, unlocked that part of the game or not. And so, I'm sure, like, if I hit yes and no, like, it will say I hit both of them, even though I hit yes the first time. But, I don't know, it's just, like, super interesting thought experience like that. And, like, I swear I run into these games, like, at just the right time, because, like, I discovered what Detroit was, like, right after I played the first Phoenix, or Ace Attorney game, the lawyer game, you know? And, like, so, Ace Attorney is, like, you go around a location, you investigate, and then, like, you do a crime scene or whatever, or, you know, you go through the courtroom. But the first trailer that I saw for Detroit was, like, you're investigating a room, and then, like, you're interacting with the criminal. And, like, I was hoping that the game would be quite similar to that, but, like, it isn't, because a lot of the investigation stuff that you do in the map, it doesn't really amount to much, because, like, it just helps the dialogue, but, like, the option that they give you is just, like, are you gonna be, like, calm, or are you gonna be, like, or, like, serious or something? Like, that's kind of what determines it. And, like, so sometimes I'll be, like, they give you the option to to be defensive, and then it's just like, they say something like way more defensive than like a way more aggressive defense than I would have done, and I'm like, oh shit. And then like you lose points from, or like you lose respect from someone because like they were way too defensive than I would have been. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Detroit. I'm probably gonna like play a bunch more of it just to like see all the alternate options, like see what would happen if I do or don't kill everyone that I can kill or save. And yeah, I'd recommend the game. I mean, I bought a PlayStation just to play it. I still think I'd say Ace Attorney was a better game, but I think Detroit was like more fun just to like experience, because like I don't know, yeah, I just kind of wanted it to be sadder, but I didn't know how I would write the game if I could do it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to just drag on for like 3 more minutes because I got nothing else to talk about. I mean, I could keep talking about this because it's like it is a good game. There was like one twist. I don't want to like spoil it because like it's like once you beat the game, I think I talked about a survey a little bit, but like they add 3 more questions after you beat the game, and one of them is like of these 3 of these 3 points of the game, like which one was like the toughest for you, and like. So I'll just spoil like what one of the 3 are, because like it's kind of easy. It's just like being, like if you want to like be God, what are the 2 words? I guess like if you want to destroy the town or if you want to be peaceful, and like they gave you those 2 options. And it's like I feel like just to progress the story, I picked the peaceful option, but I don't know what I'd pick if it wasn't just like for the story, because like. The game, like, they give you, like, pros and cons to, like, weigh for both sides. Most of it is usually just, like, respect from other characters, but, like, if you get the result that they all wanted in the end, it doesn't matter, because they'll still respect you because they got the result that they wanted. They maybe just didn't get it the way they wanted to get it. And, yeah, I don't know. So anyways, the twist I was going to talk about was, like, oh, like, how much did that twist, like, affect you? Or the plot twist. And, like, it's dumb, because, like, they I wouldn't say that they, like, spoiled what it was, but, like, so I'm being very vague here, but, like, one character's just, like, hey, I need to tell you something about something, and then, like, your character is just like, yeah, well, we can talk about it later. And then, later, like a few chapters later, he's like we really need to talk about this, and then like I almost forgot like that he was even asking that in the first place, and then after the second time, I'm like, oh, I'm guessing he's gonna talk about blank, and then that's what the conversation ends up being about, and I'm like, oh wow, I totally knew that, and so the entire like plot twist, like it doesn't even matter now. So I mean, I'm not saying I totally knew it, but like just based on like how I read the dialogue and like the situation and like the constant like, hey, we need to talk about this, like I was able to predict it. And yeah, we got like a minute left. I'll like try and wrap this up now. I don't want to talk about Detroit because anymore because of spoilers and because of I could ramble on as long as I wanted to about this, but yeah, that's really it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Red. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like as well if the channel grow. You can subscribe to get updates on my uploads as soon as they happen. And until then, we'll see you next time. I will probably be waiting outside the Pokemon Center. I don't think I have enough time to walk all the way over to the gym. Especially since I'm teaching Thunderbolt to Ochre. I gave Rocketer Earthquake earlier this episode, if you were watching that instead of just listening. So yeah, Rocketer is like set up for success. He's got Earthquake, Ice Beam, Surf. Ochre's got Thunderbolt, everything's good. But yeah, that's it for the episode. Thanks for watching.